A growing movement is challenging the dominance of ultra-processed foods in school cafeterias, highlighting the link between childhood nutrition and long-term health. Concerns over the impact of industrialized meals on young minds and bodies are fueling efforts to overhaul the system. Advocates argue that the reliance on packaged, additive-laden foods is compromising cognitive development, emotional stability, and metabolic health in ways that are only beginning to be fully understood. The modern school lunch program has become a battleground between cost efficiency and nutritional integrity. With budget constraints and logistical challenges, schools have increasingly relied on pre-packaged meals designed for convenience rather than nourishment. The result is a diet heavy in refined grains, seed oils, artificial flavors, preservatives, and added sugars. This shift has paralleled rising rates of childhood obesity, diabetes, and behavioral issues, raising alarms among parents, educators, and health experts. Momentum is building around a return to whole, unprocessed foods that emphasize traditional preparation techniques. Some schools are beginning to prioritize locally sourced ingredients, nutrient-dense meals, and cooking methods that preserve the integrity of food. These programs reject the mass-produced model in favor of scratch-cooked meals made with fresh meats, organic vegetables, whole grains, and fermented foods that promote gut health. The goal is not only to nourish students in the present but to instill a foundation of healthy eating habits that can last a lifetime. A key component of this shift is the understanding that food affects the brain as much as the body. Research has increasingly shown that ultra-processed diets contribute to inflammation, blood sugar fluctuations, and an imbalance in gut bacteria, all of which can have profound effects on mood, focus, and cognitive performance. Teachers in participating schools report improvements in student behavior, attention spans, and emotional regulation, reinforcing the belief that nutrition plays a critical role in academic success. One of the challenges facing this movement is the economic reality of school food service. Large-scale food distributors offer convenience at a price that small-scale farm-to-table programs struggle to match. The industrial food system is built on subsidies and cost-cutting measures that make it difficult for fresh food programs to compete financially. Despite these barriers, some schools are proving that change is possible. They are forming partnerships with local farmers, utilizing seasonal produce, and reintroducing time-honored food preparation techniques such as fermentation, broth making, and slow cooking to enhance both nutrition and digestibility. The movement draws inspiration from ancestral diets that prioritized whole animal consumption, organ meats, and naturally fermented foods, nutrient-dense staples that have largely disappeared from modern plates. These traditional approaches provided the vitamins, minerals, and beneficial bacteria necessary for robust immune function and metabolic health. By integrating such foods into school meals, these programs aim to reverse decades of damage caused by industrialized eating patterns. The response from children participating in these programs has been overwhelmingly positive. Many students accustomed to sugary, highly processed foods express initial skepticism but quickly develop a preference for real, flavorful meals. Anecdotal evidence from parents and teachers suggests that children who once struggled with mood swings, anxiety, or difficulty concentrating are experiencing noticeable improvements. Some parents have reported changes in their children's sleep quality, digestive health, and overall energy levels, reinforcing the idea that food is a powerful determinant of well-being. Scaling these efforts presents significant challenges. The food industry wields enormous influence over school meal programs, lobbying for policies that keep processed products at the forefront. The infrastructure of many school kitchens is designed for reheating rather than cooking, requiring significant investment in equipment and training to transition to fresh food preparation. Additionally, misconceptions persist about the cost and feasibility of a whole food approach. Critics argue that scratch-made meals require more labor and higher ingredient costs, though proponents counter that the long-term benefits far outweigh the initial investment. Some schools have found creative solutions to overcome these barriers. Community-supported agriculture models, in which local farms supply produce directly to schools, have helped mitigate costs while supporting regional food systems. Partnerships with chefs and nutrition experts have provided the training necessary to reintroduce cooking skills into school kitchens. Parent and volunteer engagement has played a vital role in advocating for and sustaining these initiatives. Some districts have even begun incorporating nutrition education into the curriculum, empowering students to understand where their food comes from and why it matters. Despite the momentum, systemic change remains elusive without broader policy shifts. National school lunch regulations have historically prioritized calorie counts and macronutrient requirements over food quality, allowing ultra-processed items to dominate. Calls for reform emphasize the need for updated guidelines that prioritize whole, minimally processed foods while discouraging artificial additives, refined sugars, and inflammatory seed oils. Advocates argue that without policy intervention, the burden of change will continue to fall on individual schools and communities, limiting the reach of the movement. The long-term implications of this nutritional shift extend beyond childhood. Eating habits formed during early years influence lifetime health outcomes, making school meal programs a crucial intervention point. Chronic diseases such as obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease are increasingly appearing at younger ages, and researchers point to diet as a primary factor. By reclaiming school cafeterias as centers of real nourishment, advocates believe they can help reverse these troubling trends and create a healthier future generation. The movement is not just about food but about redefining the relationship between nutrition, education, and well-being. Schools have long been seen as institutions of knowledge, yet the lessons they impart through food choices often contradict the principles of health and longevity. As awareness grows, more communities are questioning whether the convenience-driven model of school nutrition is truly serving children's best interests. While challenges remain, the success of these programs demonstrates that real food is not just a luxury but a necessity. Schools that have made the switch are proving that nourishing meals can be both financially viable and transformative. The debate over school food is far from settled, but one thing is clear: change is happening, and the fight for a healthier future is well underway. The battle for better school nutrition is more than just a trend, it's a movement that could redefine the future of childhood health. As more schools embrace whole, unprocessed foods, the results speak for themselves: better focus, improved behavior, and long-term wellness. But real change requires awareness, action, and policy shifts. Will more schools step up, or will processed food continue to dominate cafeterias? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the fight for better health. Thanks for watching.